Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I will be sharing my Xbox 360 collection and my original Xbox collection. The reason why I'm showing both consoles is because I don't have too many games for the 360, so I figure why have one video for just a little bit of games when I could just add it to my original Xbox collection, which I have a lot more games for. But yeah, so that's the reason why I'm putting the 360 games with the original Xbox games. So yeah, I had first got the original Xbox back in 2003, and I got it for a Christmas present. And I was very excited when I had got it because at that time my PlayStation 2 console had broke on me, and I was going to get another PS2 that year, but then I told my mother I just want the original Xbox. You know, it seems more reliable, and it was more reliable. Yeah, so that's what got me into Xbox because of my PS2 breaking. But yeah, original Xbox was a powerhouse back then. It played games way better on Xbox and PlayStation 2. At some point, it just seemed like it was just night and day between both versions of the same game for each console. I remember enjoying games more on the original Xbox than PS2. Not to say that the PS2 was a bad console, it wasn't, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why I preferred Xbox over PS2 back then. But yeah, and the 360, I had got it. I'm not sure what year I got it, but yeah, I remember getting it, and that one crapped out on me as well. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't get into 360 like that, because it crapped out on me. But I'm pretty sure if it didn't do that back then, I would be more towards the 360 than PlayStation 3 at the time. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the collection. I will be showing my 360 games first because I don't have too many of those. And the first one up is Bully Scholarship Edition, which I will be playing this year. I'm going to make it a mission to play this game. Hopefully it works on my Xbox Series X. Can't wait to dive into this one. I did try it out for a bit a few years ago, but I never finished it. So I will be going back and playing this over. Can't wait to get into this one. I heard so many great things about it. If you watch my PS2 collection video, you know I have this on PS2 as well. But I also do have this on the Xbox One and 360. Can't wait to get into this one. Next up is Dead Space 2. Never played this one, and they have it on Xbox Game Pass, so we'll be trying it out on there. And unfortunately, I don't have the disc for this one. I just have the case because, yeah, somebody gave this to me, and yeah, it didn't have the game in it. So, pretty upset about that. But they do have Tom Clancy's Hawk game, which I don't care about. Yep, so that's that. Next up is Prototype, which I really want to try. I really want to try this game. I heard it was pretty good, and one of the few games to star a black character. Yeah, so can't wait to play this one. Oops, almost dropped it. Looks dope. Can't wait to try this one out. Next up, case is terrible. Is the game still in it? Yeah. Next up is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. One of the best wrestling games ever. This was the first game in the series to be on a console besides a PlayStation console. This one was graphically better than the PlayStation 2 version. I did own the PS2 version, but since this one came out, I got this version instead. And this one's a very good wrestling game. I do like it a lot. And my last 360 game is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the 360. This version is not that great. The original versions is better than this one. This one has a lot of issues. This is the supposedly remastered version before Rockstar made a definitive edition last year. But this one wasn't that great. I didn't like this version that much. I might go back and try it out again, but didn't like this version that much. Okay, my first Xbox game is Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy. Yes, I have this on the Xbox as well and PlayStation 2. Really fun games. Like I said before, I absolutely love all three. You know, back in the day, the Xbox version to me was the best version at the time. You know, you can use your custom soundtracks that you put on your console. You can hear it in the game. It was just amazing. 480p at the time, which was unheard of back then when it came to high definition. You know, because the PlayStation 2 is not high definition the Xbox was. Really fun games. I highly recommend all three of them. Next up is NBA Ballers. Really fun basketball game. Pretty interesting take on the NBA games. Just felt like NBA Street and NBA Jam put together. But yeah, pretty fun game. I did enjoy it a lot. Yeah, I remember playing this a lot back in the day with my friends. But this was a pretty good game. Really got to go back and play it though. I don't think I ever beat the game back then. The sequel, NBA Ballers Phenom, never played this one. Heard of it, you know, saw a few people play it, but I never actually played this one. They do have a third one called NBA Ballers The Chosen One. I really want to get that game again. I used to have it on PlayStation 3, but I don't have it no more. But I do want to try these games again. I know they're pretty fun games. Next up is NBA Jam, the last NBA Jam made by The Claim, and it wasn't that great. It wasn't that great, but it was okay. It wasn't a bad game. It's just that I guess they tried too hard with this one. 3-on-3 basketball. You know, it's not 2-on-2. You know, the players look overly exaggerated, and it was alright. You know, wasn't that bad of a game, but not the best NBA Jam at all. Next up is NBA Live 2002 with Stevie Francis on the cover. Pretty good game. A lot better than 2001. You know, improved graphics, you know, better gameplay. Has a franchise mode. Yeah, everything looks more realistic in this game compared to the last one. You can play as Michael Jordan in this game, as it shows in the back. Play as Michael Jordan. Yeah, that's when he was in the Washington Wizards. So the player is not as good as the Chicago Bulls version of him. But yeah, this is a pretty fun game. I remember playing this a lot. You know, I don't have NBA Live 2003 for the Xbox anymore, but I do have NBA Live 2004, which is a big step into, you know, for the series. You know, this one felt more realistic than the other ones. Still had the arcadey feel, just like 2003 and 2002, but added a more realistic approach, you know, to the series. I really did enjoy this one a lot. I remember playing this one so much back in the day. First experienced this game at a friend's house on PS2, and this game was, oh man, played it so much back then. Next up is NBA Live 2005, which is a way better version than the PS2 version. I do have this on PS2 as well. Love this game to death, man. The soundtrack is still the best soundtrack of any basketball game, or any NBA Live basketball game, in my opinion. The soundtrack brings back so many memories. I do have some of the songs from the soundtrack on my phone. I listen to some of those tracks on my phone, and you know, I do enjoy this game. Next up is NBA Live 2006. A lot of people didn't like this one because of the EA Freestyle Superstars, you know. But I did enjoy this one a lot. I remember playing this a lot, you know, after school, come home from school and just, you know, do my homework and then just pop this one in, you know. And we used to invite my friend over and we used to go at it in this game. Man, we used to just He beat me, I beat him. Oh man, it was so much fun back then. Shout out to my friend John. We used to play that game together a lot. Next up is NBA Live 07. I do have 2 copies of it. One is sealed, one is not. And the reason for that is because I ordered this one online. It's the sealed one. And then I saw a copy of this in the store and I said, oh man, I want to play this game now. I miss playing this one. So that's why I have 2. But pretty fun game. This is the last NBA Live game to be ever released on the original Xbox. They didn't make 2008 or 2009 for the original Xbox, but because Microsoft was moving on to the next console. But yeah, this is a pretty fun one. You know, not as good as 06, but pretty fun game. I did like it. The soundtrack was pretty good as well. Next up is 007 From Russia with Love. Really need to get to this game. This is one of the few Bond games I never played. I'm really interested in this one. I really want to play this one so badly. So I can't say too much about it because I never played it, but can't wait to play this one for this year. Next up is 007 Everything or Nothing. This is another one I need to play as well. I did watch gameplay of it, and it seems pretty fun. I do have 2 copies of it because I forgot I had this game, which sucks. That's the life of a collector. You forget what you have. But yeah, I'm really interested in playing this one. Can't wait to get to this one. This is a third person. From Russia with Love is a third person as well. So I'm pretty interested in seeing how that one plays, how these play. You know, can't wait to try these out. I did play this one, Agent Under Fire. I do have it on PS2 as well. Just like in my PS2 video. You know, it's a pretty fun game. I like the multiplayer mode. I like the story. You know, I like the characters. I believe this voice actor is not Pierce Brosnan. I believe it's a different voice actor. I forgot to mention that in my PS2 video. But yeah, this was pretty fun. I did like this one a lot. And the last Bond game, 007 Nightfire. I remember playing this a lot on the GameCube with a friend, and we used to go at it in multiplayer. Oh man, this was a pretty fun one as well. I miss the Bond games. I miss the James Bond games. I wish they'd come back. But keep hearing rumors about a remastered version of GoldenEye 007, which will be pretty exciting to see. But yeah, this one was pretty fun. I liked it a lot. Next up is Fight Night Round 3. They do have this on PS2 and 360 and PlayStation 3 as well. I do like this version. It's not as good as the newer versions, but I do like this version. I don't hate it, but pretty fun boxing game. This is one of my favorite boxing games for the series. Fight Night Round 3 is like my favorite. I did like Part 2, Fight Night Round 2. I did like the first Fight Night, but this one did it for me. This was like the best one in my opinion. Interesting fact about Fight Night Round 3 is I think every single version has Evander Holyfield, but the PlayStation 3 version doesn't. For some reason, I don't know why they decided to take him out. I still don't know why, but hey, it's whatever. I guess they lost the license to use them again. I don't know. Next up is Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I think this comes with Mega Man 1 through 8 and 2 never before released in the US. I don't know what the 2 never before released games are because I never got to that point. But yeah, this is a pretty good collection for the time. You know, now you can get these games pretty much anywhere now. But back then, if you wanted to play all the Mega Man games, this was the way to do it. And it was a pretty good collection. I think I got all the way up to Part 5 and then I stopped playing the games. But yeah, pretty good collection. Next up is The Godfather, the game. I do have this on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. I never owned the Xbox version. I never played the Xbox version, but maybe one day I will. This is a very fun game though. I played it on PlayStation 3 originally, and I love it. GTA clone, but a good GTA clone. Speaking of GTA clones, another one, Scarface The World Is Yours. This one was pretty dope. I did like it. It's a different take on Scarface. It doesn't follow the movie. This is more of like what would happen if Scarface was still alive, if he would have survived at the end of the film. That's basically what this game is. It's like a fantasy, whatever. You know, because if you watch the film, you know what happens. So I guess the developers didn't want to make a game basically based off of the movie. Like, well, they made it based off the movie, but they didn't want to make it exactly like the movie. So what they did was they made it into like an alternate universe. Like, what would happen if he would have survived? You know, it was a pretty interesting story on what they did. You know, I like that they did that. You know, he lose everything, and now he has to try to build his empire back. You know, it makes sense. You know, well, movie wise, it don't, because you know what happens to him at the end. He dies, but people was confused when this came out. I was myself too. And I was like, okay, but not a bad game. I do want to give it another shot though. Next up is Crime Life Gang Wars. Now, after the release of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, we started to see a lot of these crime, you know, gang-related video games coming out. This is one of the ones that was pretty interesting to me. I used to watch a friend play this a lot, and I was like, okay, this one looks pretty good. I do want to try it though, you know, play it again. You know, I haven't dove deep into the story. I really don't know what it's about, but this will be a game I'll play, you know, this year. Next up to The Simpsons, Road Rage. Really want to play this one. I bought this one and I was like, okay, this one, it looks pretty good. I played it back in the day, but I never finished it. They have another one, Hit and Run. I really want to get that one as well, but I saw this one only and I was like, okay, let me get this one. It looks like it's going to be a fun game though. Next up is The Return of Castle. Well, Wolfenstein, The Return of Castle, Tides of War. Never really got into the Wolfenstein games. I did play one of them on the Switch, which is Wolfenstein 2 for the Switch. Wasn't a bad game. Who knows? Maybe I'll try this one. Don't know. Don't know too much about it. Next up is Kill Switch. I remember playing this on PlayStation 2. It was alright on PS2. I really don't remember what the story's about. But yeah, it was alright. I haven't played it in a long time. I didn't pay $44 for this, hell no. But yeah. Next up is Special Forces Nemesis Strike. Never played this one either. You know, some of these games I just bought on a whim, but I never played this one. It just looked interesting, so I bought it. Maybe one day I'll try it out, but never played this one. Okay, now this one I have played. Next one up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the original well, obviously for the original Xbox. Played this one at a friend's house, I believe, and this one was pretty good. I remember this one being pretty good. I do want to try and play through it again. They do have 2 other games. I don't have those. Well, 3 other games. 2 of them I don't have, but this one was pretty interesting. You know, because I did like Ninja Turtles on the Super Nintendo back in the day, and this one immediately caught my interest back then, and I do want to dive into this one again. And the other Ninja Turtle game I was talking about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Melee. Never played this one. I'm not sure if it has a story mode or not. Maybe it does, but yeah, I never played this one. I am interested in trying it out though. Can't wait to get to this one. Next up is 50 Cent Bulletproof. Pretty fun game. There's no GTA, but I did enjoy this one. I did enjoy the story a lot. The gameplay was it was pretty basic, but I do like 50 Cent. I like what he's doing right now with the whole Power series. I never watched Power, but who knows, maybe one day I'll get into Power. I love his music. You know, I have all his albums. It has some of his soundtracks on here, which is cool. It has some new exclusive tracks and remixes from 50 Cent, which is pretty dope. Do want to play this again though. I do want to get the sequel again, Blood on the Sand. I do want to get that again. Next up is Without Warning. Never played this one. Bought this one on a whim. Yeah, never played this one. Let me know the games that I say I never played. Let me know if you played them. Let me know if they're good or not. Maybe by Capcom, surprisingly. I don't know. It doesn't look like something Capcom would make, but Without Warning. Next up is Into the Matrix. Just got a new Matrix movie that just dropped not too long ago, and a new game is coming out soon. Very excited for that. But yeah, this one, a lot of people didn't like it. I really enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed this a lot. Path Neo was better, and surprising. I'm looking at the box right now. It says running at 1080i. Wow, that was unheard of back then. But yeah, this one was pretty good. I did like it. I did like the story. Niobe was my favorite character to play as. You know, I like playing as Ghost, but she was just much more faster than he was. But pretty fun game. Next up is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Really, really dope co-op game. I love this one. They need to bring this back. A sequel, something. They need to do something because this game was dope. You play as Liu Kang and Kung Lao, and later on you can unlock Scorpion Sub-Zero. Man, it's one hell of a game. Back when you was able to unlock stuff and then have to buy stuff just to enjoy the game. But pretty fun game. Hopefully we'll get a sequel. Next up, Mortal Kombat Deception. I love this game. I love the conquest mode. It's like an adventure mode. I think this was like the first game to have something like that. And I remember spending hours on that mode. Like that one, it had puzzle combat. It had chess combat, which is pretty interesting. I did like the chess combat as well. It just has so much content in this game. You know, back in the day, I remember. Unfortunately, I don't have the slipcover no more. But yeah, this game was dope. Probably my favorite out of all three of the Mortal Kombat games that came out for this generation. Next up is Dead to Rights. Fantastic game, fantastic game. I remember playing this. My first exposure to this game was on the GameCube at a friend's house. He was playing it and he loved this game, and I got into it because of him. I was like, okay, I gotta try this game. So I bought the Xbox version and I love it. I played through it and beat it. I love this game. Next up is Dead to Rights 2. Unfortunately, I didn't beat this one. For some reason, I had got up to some part and I gave up because I kept dying. But I will be going back to this game and trying it again. They do have it on PSP. There's like a PSP port. And they do have part 3 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, which wasn't that good, but can't wait to try this one out. Next up is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I'm pretty upset because they made a HD remaster of this game, and I bought this version. I didn't know that they was gonna make one, but I've always been interested in this game. That's the reason why I bought this one. But yeah, it looks like a pretty fun game. I can't wait to get into it. I'll probably just download the HD remaster and play that one instead of just playing this one. But you know, looks like a pretty fun game. Can't wait to get into that. Next up is one of the best superhero games ever, Spider-Man 2. For a long time, it's been my favorite Spider-Man game, and absolutely love this one. Part 1 is good as well, but Part 2 took it to a whole new level. You was able to run around the city now. You know, you don't instantly die when you fall off a building or anything like that. You can run around. The city felt more lifelike, and I love it. Side missions, everything, the main missions, everything was just so much fun. The web swinging was much better. One of the best Spider-Man games ever made. I still want to get the first one though. Next up is Sonic Heroes. This is the first Sonic game to ever be on the Xbox console. As you can see, it says Sonic's Xbox debut. This was pretty fun. It felt like it was good, but I felt like they should have did something better with the teams. Made the levels more unique with each team, because it just felt like the same. You're playing the same game like 5 times. I mean, with different characters. I mean, but you're playing the same game over, but you're just using different characters. But all the characters felt the same. You know, because you had the fast character, you had the character that was like the power character, and then you have the character that can make you fly. So Sonic was like the fast character, and then Knuckles was the muscle, and Tails was the flyer. If that makes sense. You know, you had Team Dark, Team Chaotix, and Team Rose. You know, they all play the same. So like, Rose would be the fast character, and you know, Shadow is the fast character. You know, stuff like that. You know, so to speak. You know, but it was pretty interesting. I did like this one. Next up is 25 to Life. Another game I gotta get through. Like I said before, when I showed the other game, they were just pouring out these crime gang related video games. There's a few more that I want to get, like 187 Ride or Die. Yeah, this one's pretty interesting. I think the story goes, you've been convicted of something that you didn't do. I'm not sure. I forgot how the story goes. But I would have to play this game again and see. It had an online mode, which was pretty interesting. And it runs in HD. I didn't know that. But can't wait to try this one. Next up is, oops, dropped the game. Halo Combat Evolved. Very first Halo game. The reason why people would want an Xbox back in the day is for this game. If it wasn't for this one, I don't think nobody would bought the Xbox. But this was a hit title when it first came out. Everybody was into it. Everybody wanted to play it. Everybody wanted the Xbox because of this game. Pretty fun. Really, really fun game. I loved it. I gotta try out the remastered version on Xbox Game Pass now. The Master Chief Collection, that is. Next up is Halo 2, which is probably my favorite Halo. A lot of people don't like this one, but I did enjoy it. But I do have to play the Halo games again. Another stack here. Next up is Narc. This is like I guess it's like a remake of the original Narc that came out in 1988. This one you can fight against crime, or You play as I guess you play as an undercover cop, and you can sell drugs to, I guess gang members or whatever, and try to bust them. I'm not sure how the story goes. I forgot, but this one was alright. Really gotta go back and try that one. Next up is The Suffering. This is another game I really want to play. I really want to play this one. And I heard it was really good. I think they have a sequel as well, but this one looks pretty interesting. It's about the guy that's suffering. But yeah, I don't know the story on it, but really, really, really looking forward to playing this one. Next up is True Crime Streets of LA. I played this a few years ago. I love it. Very, very fun game. Kind of reminds me of GTA a little bit, but this one you play as a cop. You could be good or bad, which was a good thing that they did that, But yeah, pretty fun game. They run at 720p surprisingly, 16:9. Great game. One of my favorite games of all time is The Warriors. Hopefully we get a remaster to this game, a definitive edition, a good definitive edition, not no mess that they did with Grand Theft Auto Trilogy. But yeah, love this game to death. I 100% this game on the original Xbox. I do want to play this again, but on PlayStation 2. But dope game. Next up is Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. This is I'm not sure. This is an updated version of the original PlayStation 2 version. Yeah, it has like a extra bonus stages and stuff like that, and alternate missions and stuff like that. Yeah, so really interested in trying this version out one day. Okay, the last stack here. Save the best for last. Not really the best, but next up is Thief, Deadly Shadows. Never played this one. I know they remade it or rebooted it on PS4 and Xbox One, but I never played that one either. Yeah, somebody gave me this one. This one looks more interesting than the other one, than the newer version. But this is basically like Assassin's Creed before Assassin's Creed. But yeah, I'm interested in trying this one. Next up is Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie, or the title. Never played this one. I never watched the movie. I think you could play as the man, or you can play as Kong. Yeah, I never played this one. Let me know if you played this game. Let me know how it is. I'm sure it's alright, but yeah, I never played it. Next up, one of the best wrestling/fighting games of all time. Def Jam Fight for New York. And this game is going for a hell of a lot of money right now. And I'm tight because I want to get another copy, but I'm not paying that much. And this game, man, I would love a remaster, a remake, or whatever. Just remake this game, remaster it, put it on the new consoles. I would get it. Even if it's the same goddamn game. Just bring it to the new consoles. Love this game. Next up, Max Payne, the first one. Just like on my PS2 video. Great game. I love it. I like it so much that I have it on both versions. The Xbox version looks better, obviously. It's a much more powerful console than the PS2. And also, Max Payne 2 as well. This was one of the first games I got from my Xbox. That and Mortal Kombat Deception. Love this one. Definitely will be revisiting these games. I think these are backwards compatible with the Xbox Series X, so that's great. I wish every game was. Next up is Bruce Lee, Quest of the Dragon. I gotta try this one again. I played it for a while, and it's pretty generic. It doesn't really show, you know, give the Kung Fu Master the respect that he's supposed to get. It felt like this was just a cash grab. With him, just the fighting and everything just felt generic. And after a while, you hear him saying his famous quote like "wada wada wada wada." You get tired of that after a while, but I'm sure it's all right. I can't wait to dive into this one just for a quick laugh, but I will be playing this one though. And last but not least, this game caught me by surprise back in the day. My cousin Andrew used to play this all the time. I used to watch him. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Don't sleep on this game. This game is not that bad. It was actually pretty good. The only thing about it, the voice actor is not the original person from the movie. I mean, from the TV show. But this game was pretty good back then. It was pretty good. I remember having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that's my last Xbox game. You know, really got to talk about this game on my Instagram though. That is it for the Xbox and Xbox 360 collection. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what's your favorite game for the original Xbox or your favorite game for the Xbox 360. Let me know, do you still play your Xbox or the 360 as well? Let me know, do you still collect for it? Let me know, do you still have it? I would like to know. Just leave those comments in the comment section below. Yeah, leave a like on this video. It really helps my channel. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.